Hey everybody, it's Kevin Dewalt from Prolego. In the not too distant future, your colleagues are going to start asking you a very simple question that is unfortunately very difficult for you to answer, and that is, what can't large language models do? And the motivations behind these kind of questions could maybe come from couple different sources. In some case, people are looking for some sort of reassurance that gives them some sense of comfort about what their role is going to be in the workplace in the future, like, am I going to get replaced by robots? In other cases, people want to start planning for, how should I start planning my development roadmap, and where should we be investing, and how should we organize to be able to take advantage of these technologies? Well, unfortunately, I can't give you clear, straightforward answers to these questions generally, much less for your environment. However, I'm going to share with you some discoveries from the research community that will help you start answering them. So when you listen to people talk about this in the media or researchers, you'll hear things like, well, LLMs are still dumb and they can't think like a person. But what the heck does that mean? Because when we hear these kind of comments, at the same time, we see these amazing breakthroughs and demonstrations on YouTube where people are, using GPT-4s to do things that we thought, only humans would be able to do for decades. And so how do you juxtapose these and come up with an answer? Well, I recently read a paper called The Concept Arc Benchmark, Evaluating Understanding and Generalization in the Arc Domain. Okay, it's probably not really worth your time reading the paper because I can summarize the key points here pretty quickly. The authors basically describe that the large language models are still not good at developing generalized abstract concepts and applying them to particular problems. And then there's a lot of discussion of methodology and testing, but the most interesting part about it actually is the examples in the appendix, because they have pictures. And when you look at these pictures and you see that these are the types of problems that GPT-4 can't currently solve, it will help you understand why they're not very good at reasoning right now and why there's still going to be a role for humans in the near future. The best way I can describe these puzzles, if you're not looking at them, is they're the kind of ones you would see on a restaurant placemat, like a paper placemat that kids would sort of fill out while you're waiting for your order to come in, with some little crayons and in a little bowl in the center of the table. So it's boxes where you've got missing parts of a rectangle and you have to fill them out, or things that are inside of the things. They're trivially simple even for small children to answer, much less adults. And so when you look at these kind of questions, the researchers benchmark performance on Mechanical Turk, and they got over 90% of the time humans are be able to answer these correctly. And when you look at the results, you ask yourself about the remaining 10. What are the 10% they actually got wrong? And that could just be Mechanical Turkers not paying attention, or people not motivated, or just making errors, is my guess. GPT-4 doesn't do very well on these. I mean, the performance ranges from as low as like 3% performance up into the high 20s, like low 30s. And so it really doesn't do very well. So I think these examples are ones you could show people to say, look, when we say it's not really good at reasoning, here's what we mean. And they will sort of instantly get it. Of course, there's a big caveat I have to give you with this type of discussion, is that this is what GPT-4 can do today. And as far as I know, no one has even taken this data set and tried applying it to the smart GPT methodology that I've discussed in previous videos. So it's already possible that GPT-4 will be able to perform significantly better using other techniques. However, simply because the current performance of GPT-4 is so bad at these, it does make me suspect that we're likely to run into a current basically a ceiling on how well GPT-4 and large language models can perform in these type of tasks. But of course, only time will tell. So anyway, stay tuned here, and I will continue to evaluate these kind of breakthroughs and help you understand how you can apply them in your discussions within your workplace environment. Have a great day. I hope it helps.